What is good, y'all? It's Anime K here, and we are back with another video. Now, today we're going to be talking about how Konan and Mikasa are similar. Now, if you know Konan from Naruto and Mikasa from Attack on Titans, now currently I'm on season 4 on Attack on Titans, and I've been watching it, and I've seen a lot of parallels between them, and I just want to come in here and point out the similarities between the two. So, first of all, we're going to talk about how they both grew up. So, Konan grew up in the Hidden Rain Village. Obviously, at a young age, she was an orphan, and she was an orphan because her parents got killed during the Third Great Ninja War. Now, this war consisted of the Hidden Leaf Village, the Sand Village, if I'm not mistaken, the Stone Village, and I'm pretty sure the Mist Village were involved as well. If I'm, but there was just basically a war, and basically, right, and different nations were fighting on the Hidden Rains villages territory. Because they were such a small nation, other nations would come through fighting, and a lot of people died in the Rain Village, including Konan, Yahiko, and Nagato's parents, and that's how from a young age they were orphans. Now, if we take it to Attack on Titans, right, when the Titans attacked the wall, by the way, there'll be spoilers in this, by the way. When the Titans attacked the wall, obviously, a lot of people in Wall Maria died. You know, Mikasa's home, including, you know, Erin's mum died, and a lot of the people they knew there died. So that's already kind of a parallel there. They both kind of lost their parents at such a young age. Now, Mikasa lost her parents, did lose her parents before the Titans attacked, because someone kidnapped her mum. But yeah, just they both lost their parents at a young age. So it's already kind of a parallel there. And they both grew up with two male friends. Obviously, Konan growing up with Nagato and Yahiko, and Mikasa growing up with Erin and Armin. So, already similarities there already, right? So, we're going to be talking about what they're both fighting for. They're both fighting for peace in their world, right? So, if we look, we'll talk first about Konan. So, Konan, Yahiko and Nagato formed this group called the Akatsuki, and the Akatsuki were made because after the Third Great Ninja War, they decided they wanted to bring peace to the world, and there should be no more people dying, not just in the Rain Village, but in the whole world in itself. So this group was made basically to fight for peace, and they were doing well at the start. They got a lot of recruits, a lot of people to join their cause, and they was able to settle a lot of disputes in the Hidden Rain Village, and even the leader, Hanzo the Salamander, took notice of them as well. So there was a big group, and a lot of people knew about them, and they were coming up. Now, with Mikasa, Erin, and Armin, they joined the Scouts, and they joined the Scouts in order to fight the Titans. But Mikasa, Erin, and Armin's main goal was to one day go outside the walls and see the world, and to eventually bring peace to the world, so there'd be no more fighting, and they could just explore the world. So really, the goals differ a little bit, maybe, but the big goal was to just bring peace, and they didn't want fighting at all. Now, obviously, Mikasa following Erin and Konan following Yahiko, you know, so there's similarities there. And the other similarities between them as well is they always cared and had such a deep bond with both the male protagonists, being Erin and Yahiko. Because if you didn't know, Nagato wasn't always at the start. Nagato wasn't with Yahiko and Konan. They knew each other from before, but one day Konan was out and she found Nagato on the floor, and he was badly hurt. He was starving. You know, he had no food, obviously, because his parents had just been killed by Leaf Shinobi, and she brought him back to where her and Yahiko was, gave the food, and they all became friends. Now, it's kind of a similar thing with Mikasa and Armin, because Armin was getting bullied, and Erin stepped in and Mikasa stepped in to help him and save him from the bullies. And these are the same bullies that have been bullying him every day, and they stepped in to help him, and that's how they became friends. So the similarities there is they both had good hearts, helped people, and that's how they kind of all met. It's like the third person they kind of helped being Nagato and Armin. So there's a similarity right there. Now, if that's not enough similarities for you, you know, I've got more, don't worry. Now, another point I want to talk about, and this will be the main reason why I made this video, was because, right, if you remember, in season 4, when Eren kind of turns a bit different and he turns a bit more colder, and he basically adopts the any means necessary method, the same as what Pain, you know, Nagato adopted. The similarities between them both, even you can even say they were kind of the same person in this sense, is because even though they didn't agree with the way Eren and Nagato did stuff, they still followed them and still tried to protect them. Even if it went against what they believed in, they always stuck by them no matter what. And I always seen that as a similarity, because Conan, if you know, Conan didn't really agree with the new Akatsuki, because if you remember, right, let's dive into it. So Obito, if you remember, when Obito wanted to obviously get control of the Akatsuki and use Nagato, he stopped the rest of the Akatsuki from rushing over to help Conan, because basically, right, one day Conan, she goes on a mission, she goes to meet someone, she gets kidnapped by Hanzo's men. And Hanzo, he did this because Danzo went to him and told him, basically got in his head and told him that the Akatsuki was bad for the Rain Village and they were trying to take it over, and they were trying to take his basically place as the head of the village. So Hanzo, believing it like an idiot, he kidnaps Conan and basically gives Nagato and Yahiko an ultimatum. He goes, look, if you don't kill, he goes to Nagato, if you don't kill Yahiko, I will kill Conan right now. And he did this basically because Yahiko was a leader. He basically thought if you kill the leader, you know, the rest of them won't know what to do. And it was a smart plan, I guess, right? So, but Yahiko, being the person, he didn't want Conan to die, so he kills himself with the kunai that Nagato was holding. And then Nagato goes on a rampage, killing the rest of the Rain Village soldiers, ninjas. And then eventually, a couple years after that, then kills Hanzo the Salamander and takes control of the Rain Village. And he's a lot more colder, and he's a lot more any means necessary tactics. And he's more, the Akatsuki goes from like a group that's trying to, still the same goal, but they go about it in different ways. So killing people for money, trying to collect tail beasts. And Conan never really agreed with this, because she knew in her heart Yahiko wouldn't want the Akatsuki to be like this, because Nagato was all she had, and Nagato was the only person she knew, she still helped him and still stood by him, even though she didn't completely agree with everything. She still loved him and still stuck by him, and still went along with the new Akatsuki. Now, with Mikasa and Eren, when Eren attacks, I forget what they're actually called, but when Eren attacks, basically, I'll put the name on the screen, but he attacks this other nation of, the nation where Zeke and that is from. He attacks there, killing a lot of people, including children and including women and a lot of bystanders that didn't deserve to die. He kills a lot of them. Now Mikasa doesn't agree with that, because even though she went there to kill them, she didn't want any innocent people dying. But Eren, because he got colder and more any means necessary tactics and mindset, he didn't care. His main goal, if he had a main goal, and he didn't care who had to die to get to that goal. Now that was the same with Pain, because Pain saying, look, sacrifices are necessary. I think Pain said sacrifices are, don't completely quote me on this, by the way, but he said sacrifices are necessary for the end goal. And that's the similarities I've seen between Pain and Eren throughout the different shows, was they adopted the any means necessary tactic, and they kind of changed the way changed their beliefs. They both went from kind of at the start being kind of innocent to going for a lot of pain to it changing them, and then them just adopting an any means necessary tactic, mindset, whatever you want to call it. But even though they didn't both agree with it, they still stuck with them and still helped them, even suppressing their emotions to do so. So, and look, they're both loyal, likable characters, and look, I love them both. And yeah, and that's all I've really got to say. Really, they both had similar backgrounds, both went through similar things, and I just wanted to point that out. And it was a good video. But tell me if you agree with me. Tell me if you think they are similar. Tell me if you think I'm just reaching and there's no similarities between them at all. Like, comment, subscribe, share the video. It's been Anime K, and peace. I'm out.